Out and about, sort of, deceptive language by Howard Freedlander. Chestertown Spy. Talbot County has now joined jurisdictions throughout our nation as a venue for cockeyed notions about voter integrity. While the term seems lofty, it travels the guttery roots of so many claims that scarred our public discourse after the 2020 presidential election. To so many of his delusional supporters, Trump simply could not be a loser. Of course he was, and is. The election was legitimate, as validated by our country's judicial system. I find it sadly ironic that integrity is assigned to anything with which Trump is engaged. Living in a world populated by grievances and slights, Trump would not imagine that Americans would not grant him another disastrous term as president. He decided the election was rigged. Supporters of his mentioned in Phil Jackson's excellent letter to the editor in the Talbot Spy and those who wrote subsequent comments curiously question an unquestionable plebiscite. The Maryland voter integrity group cabal has used errant information to claim mischief in the 2020 election. Their implied disparagement of the county election board is an inexcusable insult to the honorable people who work as employees and volunteers. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than one commenter recommended a public forum to air both sides of election integrity. They wave the flag of free speech, even when it reeks of clearly constructed disinformation. A public session would enable the misguided proponents of voter integrity to spread useless information. Trump incited an insurrection on January 6, 2021 at the U.S. Capitol. Now his acolytes are joining him in characterizing not only national elections but local and state ones as being rigged. Do they feel equally strongly about the election of Republicans such as Representative Andy Harris or State Senator Johnny Motz? Were these gentlemen able to bypass the supposed web of deception perpetrated by impartial election boards and scheming Democrats? I smell the despicable odor of voter suppression. Again, I commend Republicans for their cleverness. Targeting citizens who may not fully understand the election process, Republicans strive to plant doubt and suspicion. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Phil Jackson, a candidate in the recent election for Talbot County Council, dissected the real purpose of the voter integrity group session. He called it out as a charade. He deserves credit from all county citizens. I always hope that people of all political stripes would treasure democracy and defend it against attacks and false assertions by Trump and his devoted followers. My optimism is unwarranted. Our country suffers. So does Talbot County.